Hi Marties, I'm Corné Prinsloo.
Hi Stellenbosch, my name is Phenyo Lewanika.
Hi Stellenbosch, my name is Zahn Marais.
Hi Stellenbosch community, I'm Deresh Ramjugernath, Rector and Vice-Chancellor.
Okay, Prof Deresh, what advice or what tips would you give to students who want to be involved but don't know where to start?
I think there's always a place to start. In some way, there's a role for you to play in getting involved in student activities at the institution, whether it's getting involved in your residence, getting involved in student societies, in the class as a class rep. I think there's a whole plethora of kind of activities that you can get engaged in at the institution. And it's about encouraging our students to play that role. Part of your journey at the university is about not just the academics, it's about building your kind of competencies and skills, especially in terms of both positional and non-positional leadership. And so participating is critical.
So I think building off of that, in what ways can students get involved in campus activities?
I think the first thing to do is just to kind of go out there and engage with fellow students. See the kind of initiatives, the activities that are taking place on the campus, see the ones that actually interest you, and then to participate in those. The key thing is, coming to university isn't just about the kind of disciplinary content that you will take in as a student as part of your learning journey at the institution. It's also about how you build your interpersonal skills. So getting in and becoming engaged in student life and student activity is an integral part of that. So it doesn't matter what it is, but it's about making yourself available to these opportunities that are on campus.
I think as a student leader who's been here for quite some time, my advice would be put yourself out there, push yourself out of your comfort zone, because if you don't do that, you'll never grow. And Prof Deresh, I actually have a question for you. How would you say student participation on campus has changed over the last few years?
I think Stellenbosch University has always been a university where students have been engaged and active in student life. It's about how extensive is that and how broadly are all of our students undertaking that. So I think it's about how do we broaden that, because one of the things that we are proud of as an institution is to say that if you come to Stellenbosch University, you're not just coming here for the academic knowledge, you're coming here for a transformative student experience. And that transformative student experience is about what takes place outside of the classroom, which is just as important as to what takes place in the classroom. So even though we've had an active, social life on the campus, the kind of co-curricular space and the extracurricular activities is one that we really want to encourage all students to participate in. So it's been widely utilized, but I think there's scope to grow that even further at the university.
I think it's about making space for yourself, whether that be positional, non-positional. Find your niche, find what you like, find what you're good in, and go from there. I don't think a leadership position exists for everyone on campus. I think you have to make it for yourself.
Exactly. And I think a critical part of it is taking initiative. I always tell students, don't just sit back. Part of the experience that you have at university is about making use of all of the, if you want to call it, resources that are available to you when you come to university. Building the networks, building the friendships, building the kind of things that will aid you later on in life in developing your attributes and your competencies is just as important as the disciplinary knowledge that you'll gain in the classroom. So Corné, from my side, I'm going to ask you, how do you see this in the student communities? Are students participating?
So I think on a residence and CSC level, like we're at, people are always going to complain about participation. I've been here for 4 years now, and in every single caucus I go to, someone brings up participation and how are you going to increase participation? But I will add, I think it has been getting better. And my big philosophy with participation on a smaller level, but it can be expanded, is giving people a reason to come to something or to take part. People don't just do things because you tell them to, ask them to. So my philosophy is it should be their decision to come. So focus on the why, focus on what the people are getting out of it, whether it's taking part in a sport or standing for leadership or just voting. People are very self-centered nowadays, so what they gain out of it should be extremely clear. And that's a big focus we had this year at Helshoogte, and I think it has made a big difference, just at least shifting the leadership's perspective to that and making sure everything they do isn't just done because it gets done usually. It's done because there's a reason behind it, a why, and people gain something out of it.
So Phenyo, I mean, I'm quite interested to hear, I mean, just listening to Corné, how do we kind of improve the quality of participation by the type of activities? What would you say those would be?
Sure, that's a very good question. I would say that to improve the quality of participation is really making it an effort, not only from the institution side, from Stellenbosch side, but us as leaders who have already been placed in here to make more of a noise. I think coming to Stellenbosch since 2023, I've hardly seen any leaders talk about active participation and saying that the student body needs to vote and should take advantage of the opportunities that they have. I think it first starts from us as the student leaders who have been put in this position and the institution side to increase the quality.
Zahn, you've been someone that's obviously participated in student activities, including student leadership. I mean, just from your own personal experience, what is it that you've got out that you think every student should be getting out at this institution by being active?
As someone who's soon to enter the workforce, I think the best thing I got out of it was soft skills. It's not the emails I can write. It's about how I interact with people, how I interact with staff members, and just the soft skills I've learned along the way. So I think it's the small things that build into a big thing that can really make a difference. If you're going in for an interview, how do you present yourself? How do you talk to your fellow colleagues? So I think that's what I've taken out of it.
So I think, what we're hearing here today is that part of student life at Stellenbosch University isn't about just pitching up at the classroom. It's not just about going to the lectures and passing those modules. It's about the more holistic experience that you have at the university. And that more holistic experience that you have at the university is about participating in student life outside of the classroom. It's what you do in the social spaces of the campus. It's what you do in the societies. It's what you do in your residence. It's what you do on the sports fields. That's an equally important part of the learning journey that you take at the university. And so at Stellenbosch University, we want you to have the greatest possible experience, not just as an academic institution, but as an institution where you kind of learn the skills that will make you formidable for your careers, but also for the life that you have ahead of you. So we encourage you to utilize all the opportunities that we have for you as part of student life at the institution. Play a role as an actively engaged student while at the university. That's going to hold you in good stead to be an actively engaged citizen when you go out there into the real world and start to play a role in being in service of society, as is our vision as Stellenbosch University. So be active, be involved, and go there and have the best possible experience you can have at Stellenbosch University.